We are live.
Let's go, baby! It's Friday.
Hell
Woo,
yeah.
we are only like a week away from the apocalypse.
It's gonna be fucking insane.
I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready. I got my bunker. Well, I'm in the great state of Tennessee, and I actually was able to today. I sat by I go to Rotary with the Blackburns. Senator Marsha Blackburn, and it looks very good for her so far. She's in Tennessee. She should win by I'm talking like 80%, but it's looking very good for team non-communism. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited about what's going on right now. But what really kind of scares me is that I think the Democrats have a feeling that it just might not go their way. And if people don't remember, in 2017, there was crazy riots. And the reason is Trump won. And you remember that epic picture of that woman going, just crying at the sky. And so my fear is that there's going to be insane uprisings no matter what happens. And here's the reason. They're saying now that they will not have election results until November 9th. November 9th. We vote on the 2nd.
Yeah.
That's insane. And in the Constitution, it literally says there is a day of voting. A day. Yeah. Whereas early voting is a thing now. Okay, whatever. I early voted. So we elongate that to 2 weeks, sometimes 3 at times. And now we have this post-election. Let's say we have early voting. We have absentee. I'm all for that. But why the hell does it take that long to count votes? Like, if my kids did that in math class, they would fail. Yeah, why can't we just have the votes counted? Why can't we have all the early election results tabulated the day they're put in? It's pretty easy. In Tennessee, it goes into a machine that's not connected to the internet, and it counts it. So the results are right there. You have all those results, and then on election day, you do the same thing. It goes in the machine, it counts it. It all comes together, and November 5th, November 2nd. I don't know where the fuck you got that. November 5th. Where did I get the 2nd? I don't know. I think that was my childhood dog's birthday.
Oh.
I had a golden retriever. His name was Sonny. I apologize for getting that mixed up. But
it's ADHD, people. It's ADHD.
Dude. So you have November 5th. You're waiting till Friday to get the election results. So no matter who wins, there's going to be cries of foul play. And the Democrats are already they're actually projecting what they do. And they're like, well, we're afraid that the Republicans are going to mess with the vote. The Republicans are going to cheat, when they're the ones who allegedly, apparently did some funny business. And why? I think something like 85 or more % of Americans believe that voter ID should be shown when you vote. Why are the Democrats against voter ID? There's only one party that wants to prolong voting. There's only one party that wants to not mandate voter ID when you vote, and that's the Democrats. If there's any party that is indicating that they are the ones who cheat on elections, or who would cheat if given the chance, it is the Democrats. The Republicans are the ones pushing for paper ballots. The Republicans are the ones pushing for hand counting. The Republicans are the ones pushing for auditing. Whereas Democrats are like, no, we got to make it as complicated as fucking possible. Because the more complicated you make it, just like cars, right? Like back in the day, if you had a mechanical problem with your car, you fixed that part of the car. My daughter's computer went out in her Jeep Grand Cherokee. It cost us $4,000 for something that the car does not need to propel itself forward. So the more intricacies, the more added gadgets you have to voting, the more chances there are for problems, the more chances there are for people to cheat.
That's actually a function, not a problem. Like that. I believe that's what they do. What I don't get is, if we have early voting, if you can vote early by mail, I don't understand, why would we not have a cutoff date for that? We have a cutoff for early voting. Why would we not have a cutoff date for mail-in voting? Like, if you don't have it, if it's not at at least at the post office by like such and such date, just cut it off.
But what's scary? What's scary is the fact that the U.S. Postal Service, they're endorsing Kamala, and they're the ones in charge of the mail. Yeah. To me, that's fucked. Yeah. To me, that's fucked. Like, why don't Democrats see this? I don't understand. I mean, I guess if you cheat and win, as long as you're the one winning, it's okay. But like, why is this acceptable? Why are people not more angry? Why are Democrats not angry at the fact that Democrats think black people are too dumb to figure out how to get an ID? Like, why don't Democrats be like, hey guys, we agree with the Republicans. Let's make this shit fair and square. Same day voting. I early voted, but I'll gladly go same day. I'll wait in a fucking line.
Yeah.
I think you should. And also, it is a law that you have to give your employees time off to vote. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse. But let's say we keep early voting. Cool, we have early voting. That's even more reason why they should have that shit counted and done by the night on November 2nd, on November 5th.
I agree.
I miss that dog. I do miss that dog.
Maybe
I'm just hungry. I should rip into a Planta bar right here.
Oh, they're delicious. Which one you got? Which flavor?
Chocolate caramel candy bar, baby. Yeah, these are on sale right now at Tiger Fitness. We got our Halloween sale. 15% off, plus you get this free shirt.
Nice. What I don't understand is this is our voting. Why isn't every presidential election audited automatically? Like,
it should be.
What? Yeah, I mean, I don't understand that. So the government will audit our taxes every fucking year. They will go through it with a fine-tooth comb and make sure we didn't fuck up, and then put us in jail if we do. But for some reason we don't audit our vote, and I just find that to be. And if you bring it up, that's another thing too. Like, this should have told you like the last time, like in 2020, when all of a sudden it was like, I can't, the great lie that it was that it was fixed. Like, you're saying that there wasn't any evidence. You're saying that American citizens by the tens of millions weren't like, hey, we believe this was fucked up, and that you're just going to tell us we're wrong. Like, prove it to us. Like, that's the problem. The politicians are not afraid of the citizens anymore, like, I mean, at all whatsoever. And they should be terrified of us. We should not be terrified of the government. They should be terrified of us. What they are terrified of, though, right now is losing money. They're pulling out all the motherfucking stops. This thing with
RFK.
Yeah.
RFK is the reason they're scared. RFK, the reason they kicked him out of the Democrat Party is because he would take away their fucking meal ticket. That's why.
Yep.
I mean, that's why. He's literally a Kennedy. He is the Kennedy. He is the closest descendant to what Democrats consider the greatest president of all time. JFK would have been a hardcore right-wing Republican. JFK went on and said he went on TV and said there's nothing more disgusting than a fat, sloppy kid. He literally went on and said, not verbatim, but almost those exact words.
Yep.
Almost. I'm very close. So JFK would have been a fat, shaming, white supremacist Republican. I mean, that's the craziest part. So the closest descendant to JFK, one who carried on his values, that is one RFK Jr. He's being thrown around as a conspiracy theorist, as a vaccine denier. And I'm a vaccine denier. Yes. We should all question vaccines. Why are we just willy-nilly injecting our children without asking questions? I mean, we should ask. Why can't we ask the questions without being smeared as some fucking evil conspiracist?
And that's what it is. Like, us asking questions, you're supposed to question science. It's not science if you can't fucking question it. I mean, it's propaganda if you can't question it. It's science if it can be questioned. And I just don't get, like, I do get it. He's going to cost them so much money. And then Trump is coming out and saying he might get rid of income tax.
Oh my God.
Jesus fucking Christ. Do you know how fucking, because if they don't tax the citizens and the citizens get to keep all their money, that is a huge, huge burden taken off the citizens. Like, if you can't tell in the last 4 years, 3.5, 4 years, that the goal was to unburden the people. Like,
yes,
we take steps to jack up gas prices on day fucking one. Day goddamn one. They jacked up gas prices. And what people don't understand is, if you jack up transportation costs have a cascading effect amongst all products, because we have to transport that shit.
Everything.
So then it burdens us with everything. That's that one thing right there. Yes, inflation. Yes, creating dollars and printing money, everything like that. But when the way to counter it, if you want the prices of everything to go down, make energy super fucking cheap for Americans, and businesses. Make it super fucking cheap, because then a huge portion of the cost of goods especially for small businesses that have short runs of products, like in comparison, like Walmart can run, 50,000 units on any given thing and have it be no big deal.
Yeah.
But 50,000 units of 50,000 units of like outright bars, or 50,000 units of No Morbidity or Alchemy or other products, like if you're a mom and pop shop or you're a small business, holy shit, that's a huge fucking thing. You can't necessarily afford that all at once. So then what happens is you have to pay for a smaller run, and then you have the transportation costs attached to each one of them. So you don't get the benefit of ordering in bulk, and then you still have to pay higher prices. If we have lower prices for transportation, it benefits small businesses too, because they can then more readily compete, right?
Well, can I give you a story? So
yeah,
orders over $300, we ship B2B for free, business to business. Yeah. We had to stop doing that. We had to raise our prices because the cost to ship things right now compared to when Trump was in office, exponentially higher. So let's say, even if our cost of goods didn't go up, which it did, everything went up because those ingredients getting to the manufacturer, the price went up. The product getting from the manufacturer to us, the cost went up. So you are absolutely correct. Fuel is a huge part of that. And also realize a lot of these products are made through byproducts of fuel. For example, I don't have one on this is the first time I have it on my PET bottles.
Yeah.
What are they made of? Petroleum. Petroleum. So most consumables are either in HDPE plastic or PET, and PET is made using petroleum. So when you have a bottle made from petroleum being transported with petroleum, what do you think is going to happen? And that's, luckily for us at Ambrosia, we actually moved to bags, but even the cost of that went up because the cost of paper went up, the cost of foil went up. And all of that has to do with a shit economy that incentivizes these alternative fuel sources, which are great, right? I think we should keep investing in finding alternative fuel sources. I think we should keep investing in nuclear. I think we should convert to nuclear. To be honest with you, that's the cleanest, zero fucking carbon, zero. But here's the problem. The problem is we're not ready, right? Like, I can't take a newborn and say, walk, motherfucker. No, he's not developed yet. It's not ready to walk. You put a kid on his feet before he's ready to walk, motherfucker's going to fall and hurt himself, right? So we're not ready yet to go like, oh, by 2035, we'll have no gas-powered cars in California. That's literally a fucking thing. How? You guys can't, dude, I grew up in California in the 90s. The power grid would go out here and there. We'd have rolling blackouts. They still have them over there. Look, we can't even sustain normal electricity use. Now, put that in perspective. Now you're asking people to charge their cars on a grid that can't handle fucking houses and toasters. Right. Where the fuck is this electricity coming from? Right now, it has to come from fuel. It has to come from oil. And when we get to a level, we can start weaning off of it. Sure, that's great. But the technology isn't there right now. Well, it would be close if we use nuclear. Because think about it. You have nuclear power, and then you have an electric car. Oh, shit. That's awesome, right? But if you have an electric car that's powered by fuel that is burnt at a plant, you're still creating the issue. You're just not doing it through a car. You're doing it through a plant. I don't understand how people don't see this connection. I don't understand, unless everybody got solar on their house and they charge their cars there. Then you have to look at the other environmental impacts. Like, they literally get the solar panel pieces from slave labor. But it's okay because they're black kids, I guess. I guess that's the argument because it's in Africa. So fuck them, right? So. So so Democrats are okay with enslaving people overseas. That's fine as long as they're dark skinned. But we'll spend all this money on Ukraine because they're white. I mean, let's think about this. Like, save all the Ukrainians. What about the African slaves creating the batteries for your fucking cars? Like, have you ever thought this through? Like, for me, this is where my ADHD brain goes. And I wish everyone had ADHD because they would think about shit like this. Like, well, what if that? And then I'm like, well, they're enslaving black kids, and that's not cool. I don't know about you, Alan. I don't think we should enslave black kids.
I agree. Just for the
surprised.
record, everybody.
I thought you'd argue against that. Nope. He did save
the
all
tattoos.
the blacks.
It's the tattoos. So.
You fucking Trump voter. Hey, did you see Dave Smith is fucking voting for Trump?
Yeah, I saw that he's voting for Trump. Thomas Massey just endorsed Trump.
Well, Thomas Massey would. I mean, he's a Republican, but he's also he was the one who fucking went up on COVID and said, fuck you, Trump. Thomas Massey's a principled man. I love that guy.
Yeah.
He
needs to be on the dream team, if you ask me. Like
I think Trump's smart enough now where he will get. I hope it was Dave Smith on there. You want to play the Dave Smith video? I got it pulled up.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
And then we'll get to the main topic. But I think Dave Smith, because Dave Smith's like, I'm not voting for that guy. No.
Yeah.
It was actually, I believe, you'll see. I think was it Dick Cheney that threw him over the top, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't watched this since I saw this on Tim's yesterday. So I'm gonna play this. Let me blow it up here.
Oh, listen, man, and I just want to preface this by saying this is not me walking back the things that I said on yesterday's episode. I still stand by everything I said there, but I think I might vote for Trump.
Wow. That's a bombshell of breaking news.
I'll tell you what it did. And it's funny because literally when we finished the show yesterday, just like an hour after we were done recording or something like that, I was just literally just on Twitter and I saw Kamala Harris campaigning with Liz Cheney. And I'll play you the clip in a second. And I was just so disgusted by it. But it was just like, oh, fuck you. Like, God damn, do you just.
So let me put this in perspective. If I was the Democrats and Dick Cheney endorsed me, I would ignore it. That's a negative endorsement. That's like being fucking endorsed by Fidel Castro. It's like, hey guys, that'll be like Trump going off again. Hey, that North Korean president? Yeah, we're endorsed by him. Let's go. Hey, that's like Trump going up like, hey, we're endorsed by Putin. Like these people are hated on both sides. Liz Cheney, as an incumbent, got like 20% of the vote. She got landslide primary. Like nobody likes this bitch, this fat fucking bitch. Nobody likes this fat fucking cunt. Nobody likes her. Nobody likes her. Democrats hate her. Republicans hate her. And they're like, oh, what was it? Fucking country over party? No. Liz Cheney was never a Republican. Dick Cheney is a warmonger. They are the party of war. They don't care. Yeah. Dick Cheney was all about just enriching his pals at Halliburton. That's all he was. He was simply installed to keep the war train running. And that's why he was there. And he did it. We had so many fucking useless wars under Bush. And that's why I'm like, look, you have Tulsi, who's anti-war, RFK's anti-war, versus Kamala and fucking Dick and Liz Cheney. Fucking that's your answer to Tulsi, Liz. So Dick Cheney is your answer to RFK, and Liz Cheney is your answer to fucking Tulsi. Tulsi, by the way, a very handsome woman.
Yes. My thing is this, like, so it's easy. Like, if you're a Democrat, if you're a true Democrat, you would never, ever, ever vote for somebody that is being endorsed by Dick Cheney, ever.
Yes.
Ever. Like, so now we're left like these aren't Democrats anymore. Like they're leftists. There's a difference, right? If you're a Democrat, you will not vote for the person endorsed by Dick Cheney. It just, I'm sorry, that's just a line. They're just leftists at this point. And the leftists are the party of war. And it's easy for them because the leftists, most of their kids couldn't fight in a war.
Yes.
What the fucked up thing is, so Dick Cheney is endorsing somebody who is going to, if put in office, continue, if not elevate, all of the wars that are going on because Halliburton needs to make its billions and billions and trillions of dollars, right? But the people that will be fighting will be Republican kids' children because leftist children think they're they them. It's so fucked up.
It's so absurd And let's see what else Dave has to say. Let's see if there's any new nuggets.
Just deserve to lose. Like as if there were, not that there's already enough reasons. And listen, if I'm not even trying to make like a big thing out of this, like I'm making an announcement that I'm supporting Trump or anything like that. And I don't even fucking know.
Well, Dave, I hate to tell you this. By the way, I saw these two guys live at Zany's. Hilarious. Fucking hilarious. You ever have a chance to see him live comedy? I mean, Smith's fucking hilarious. The other guy, I don't even know his name. He's not as funny as Dave, but he's pretty good. Like Dave is fucking next level. Like Dave is funny as shit.
No, it'll probably, like I'm registered. It'll probably depend on how I'm feeling.
No, you're voting for Trump. Stop dancing, Dave. Come on. You're going to be in his cabinet. Trump said he wants libertarians in the cabinet, and Dave Smith was the chance that libertarians had to win. Libertarians could have gotten a good portion of the vote. Now, this guy who could have been president just basically said, I'm voting for Trump.
You know what I mean? Like, but there's just, it's like nothing. I'm not changing anything. I'm not like a Trumper now, and I'm going to continue to criticize Donald Trump at every turn where I feel like he deserves it. It just was like, oh man, this thing just disgusted me so.
So here's another thing, and I'll get off of this so we get on the other topics. And you know, is that you know who Joe Rogan gets his political advice from? Dave Smith. Every time there's a political thing on Joe Rogan, Joe's like, I always defer to Dave Smith. He's the politics guy. If you want to talk politics, go to Dave Smith. So if Dave Smith is like, hey, vote for Trump, Joe's going to vote for Trump.
What was that?
Did you not hear me?
No, I thought you cut out, but you said he's going to vote for Trump.
Yeah, Joe's gonna vote for Trump. Joe Rogan's gonna vote for Trump. Period.
They're going to break the internet. They're going to break the internet on Monday. They're filming right now.
Oh my God! I mean, it's going to be and somebody. I think it was my wife was like, well, they usually only go for an hour with Trump. I'm like, no. Trump knows the historical importance of this, and Trump is going to go for the full 3 hours to show that he can. So he gave Tim Pool like 15 minutes, 17 minutes. He'll give an hour here and there, but dude, Joe Rogan is him. He's the most influential guy in America right now. Like it or not, Joe Rogan is the most influential guy for males of voting age in this country right now.
Mm-hmm. I agree there. I'm wondering how it's like what the reaction is going to be, because you know what it's going to be like. They're going to try to deplatform again. Like we're only a year past, like when they were saying like anybody that even like would have Trump on didn't deserve to be like listened to. It's so wild that we were there, right? But you know, if you want to like think about the cultural significance of this, Rogan gets so much more looks. Like I think he gets way more looks than Fox, MSNBC, and CNN combined.
Probably multiplied by a factor, probably at least times 1.5. I mean, he's enormous, and this episode will make all other episodes. I wonder how this will do against the Lane Norton episode, right? Like he got millions and millions of views for Lane Norton. Like this is fucking Donald Trump. So everybody's watching it. Like my daughter's home from school. She came home, believe it or not, this weekend to vote.
That's awesome.
So she voted, and she sent me a picture of her votes, and I'm sitting by the Blackbirds. I'm like, hey guys, look at this. I got a solid fist bump for that.
Hell yeah.
Solid fist bump. Yeah, we're raising the next generation of non-idiots. Look, man.
Non-idiots.
Look, and if my daughter voted Democrat, I'd be fine. I'd be like, explain why.
Yeah, critical thinking.
Explain why. Like every time, what has Kamala accomplished? She's a woman. So she was born of the vagina. But what is a woman? What is a woman? Like, that's the thing. Like her accomplishment is something they've been fighting exists for the last fucking 3 years. Like all of a sudden, you can. At the same time, there's that big fucking bastard from San Jose State playing girls volleyball, fucking breaking women's faces. You know, it's like, wait a second, I thought y'all were, but now Kamala, if you haven't seen that, Kamala's walked it back where she's like, well, I'll support whatever the states want to do. Wait a second, but I thought Roe v. Wade and everything was a federal issue, but now that's a state issue. So you get to pick and choose when the 10th Amendment exists.
Well, it's hard,
dumb bitch.
It's hard to even know what she stands for, because like, God damn, that's the CNN interview fucking cooked her.
That was hilarious though.
Just cooked her. That when she like looked at the crowd and tried to like get the crowd to laugh with her, and the crowd was just silent. The look on Anderson Cooper's face, because when they were talking about the border wall, and she was like, "Well, let's talk about Donald Trump with this," and laughed at the crowd, and the crowd was silent. The look on Anderson Cooper's face was like, "No, this is not good." And then they proceed. I was shocked. CNN proceeded to fact check her afterwards on everything. Like they know it's coming.
Everybody knows Trump's going to win.
About.
Everybody knows Trump's going to win. I mean, it is what it is. They pretend they'll show this obscure poll of like some fucking town in Saskatchewan, in like fucking Massachusetts. Like, oh my God, it's look at all the fucking no. At the end of the day, people are so afraid to this day to say that they support Donald Trump.
And
I'm just honest with people. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about Trump. I want me some RFK and Tulsi action. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to be sandwiched in between them motherfuckers talking about fucking making America healthy again, making America hot again. Did you see that Babylon Bee piece? Like Tulsi becomes Republican because she realized she's far too attractive to be a Democrat.
Yes, it was hilarious. The funny thing is it's supposed to be satire, but is it?
Well, yeah, I mean, look, man, my circle, I'm in a bubble, dude. Like all my acquaintances, whether they're coaching or whatever, they're all pretty conservative. And it was funny because I was talking to one of my fellow coaches last night and they were like, man, Tulsi, like she's kind of hot. I'm like, you don't watch my show. Like, obviously I'm going to agree with you. I've never been able to openly talk with people. And maybe it's just because I have better friends now, but where so many people, what we say, and that could be why our show's growing so much, because what we said used to be taboo. And I don't know if it was taboo because people thought we were crazy, extreme, or because people agreed with us and they refused to like admit it. But it just seems like my thoughts are not unique. And it's almost troubling because I used to be like, I'm a unique flower. Now it's like everybody is saying the shit I was saying. Everybody's saying the shit you were saying. People are openly mocking COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you see so many social media like, man, can you believe they thought this fucking plexiglass was going to protect me from the deadliest virus on earth? Like it's insane the shit we were saying. And I don't think what we were saying was groundbreaking, but I just think we were ahead of our time because the way our brains work. And that's not saying we're smart. That's just saying that our brains work in such a distracted state that we think about things ahead of time. Because when I think, I look at steps. Like if I do this, what happens? If I do this, what happens? So, I mean, I'm looking at this like, wait a second. Like people like, makes sense. You're blocking the vapor. And then like, what happens if it gets evaporated and it goes in the atmosphere, and what happens if it's aerosolized? And a lot of people just go, oh, cool, it makes sense. You're not talking to somebody. I'm like, but what happens? Like air disperses, it just doesn't stay in one area. That's where my thought process went. I'm not a scientist, but I didn't need to know that. I just need a simple 8th grade science education to understand what happens when shit goes into the air. Like when I fart. Right. Have you ever been followed by a fart? Like the other day I'm coaching in Legacy. I walk out the door and I fart. It was a big, loud, juicy one. I walk back in and someone was deadlifting. Like, what the hell, coach? I'm like, my bad. So, I mean, all I need to know about the virus is that I fart. And if I can fart and people can fucking smell it, then that means that those fart molecules are fucking spreading. Yeah. Right? Whether it's scent or virus, it's gonna fucking spread. So like all I needed, I call it the fart theory, the big fart theory.
I like it. We should publish.
That's a shirt, the big fart theory.
The big fart theory. We should
make America healthy again went well. That was a good shirt.
Yeah. I was wearing that earlier.
So what was Alex Jones saying, man?
Alex Jones is saying that he's saying pretty much what we've been saying for several months now. Which I mean, he's a smart guy, so I would imagine he would. But
I love Alex Jones.
He's saying election bombshell. The deep state knows that Trump is going to win in a huge landslide and is now preparing to trigger massive civil unrest. I believe that I have a video about it that went fairly viral just like 2 weeks ago. But you and I have been saying this for a long time. First of all, I don't think we're escaping some sort of rioting.
Huge.
Soon.
Not some. I think it's going to be fucking crazy.
Because if, and I really mean this, like, I don't believe in, because I try to watch all the news as much as I can.
Same.
I watch CNN, everything like that. But if you look at like the people that are tuning into the different aspects of news and people that are tuning into the different aspects of social media, the support for the regime, the support for Kamala is an illusion at best. And it's not even a good illusion. People are seeing right through it now because she's completely inept. I mean, she's just not good at this. Like she's not. I'm not saying she wasn't a good AG because I didn't pay that much attention, but she is not good at this, like at this at all. She is rather unlikable. She speaks down to people without like really thinking it. I mean, I think when Trump speaks down to people, he means it. You know what I mean? But like,
he's a brash guy. Yeah. I mean, Trump's not. He's not the
good guy.
Best. He's not. No, but you know what? My theory before is that Trump's more of a power guy, but I think that. So he's a narcissist. I think we can all agree.
Yeah.
So what if his narcissistic trait is making the country amazing? What if that's what he wants to do? What if his form of narcissism is fixing the greatest country on earth to make it even greater? What if that's how he manifests his narcissism? And I speak guy like, look, the guy just operates. He wants to be powerful. He wants to be respected. But I think that's changed. I think he got screwed enough times by the cabinet that he mistakenly put into place. When he got in there, he's like, you know what? I'm going to play nice. I'm going to put these guys in. They want me to run Pence. I don't like the guy, but fuck it. You know, I'll play the game. Yeah. He accidentally gets elected. I don't think he even thought he was going to fucking win. Nobody thought he
claims
was.
He said he was surprised.
Yeah. So Trump wins. And then he's like, okay, cool. Let's go. Okay, team, go. And the team's like, yeah, we got you. And then at the same time, they're purposely striking out. They're purposely throwing wild pitches. They're basically throwing the game. And so now he's like, oh, I need a do-over on this shit. So now he's like, I'm going to surround myself with some real motherfuckers. I'm going to get RFK. I'm going to get Tulsi. I'm going to get Vivek. I'm going to get JD Vance. I'm going to get all these people on my team. I'll bring in a Dave Smith. I'll bring in a Thomas Massey. Let's fucking go. I'll bring in a Marsha Blackburn. Let's bring them in my inner circle. Let's create this inner circle of people who actually give a fuck, who wants what's best for the country. And let's make America rich. Let's make America prosperous. Let's make Americans, let's give blacks the opportunities that we've given to these illegal immigrants in Chicago. Let's do this awesome shit. And I think, look, narcissism doesn't always have to be a negative thing. Narcissism I mean, obviously narcissistic traits usually lends to, self-actualization, right? Over performative of yourself, basically just enriching yourself. Trump's already rich. He's already powerful. He was more powerful, I can argue, not a president than he is as president. Dude was in every rap song. You put him in a movie, you're getting good box office, right? He was the guy. Exactly. They're like, hey, can we get like 2 minutes of you in Macaulay Culkin and Home Alone? Awesome. Right. How much do we need? It doesn't matter if we need to pay. We just want to say Trump's in the movie. He was the most powerful, famous guy, had a crazy, successful reality TV show. And then he ran for president. I mean, obviously it's a powerful position, but like a lot of people like Dave Smith, for example, or Tim Pool could run for senator of West Virginia and win. Yeah. But he has more impact when he's speaking and he's talking and he's educating, he's discussing. So I look at it this way. Trump is looking to make the biggest impact so he can say, look what I did. And that's a good thing. Yes. I want him to bring in the right people, and he can't do it himself. And the problem is, as president, you're basically a super CEO. So I'm a CEO. I have to hire people for marketing, for sales, for HR, whatever. But imagine doing that with different sectors of the economy, transportation, finance, this, that, third. So he brought in the wrong people. And even as a CEO, I've brought in the wrong people, and it has hurt me greatly. But Trump did it on such a scale where he's the CEO of a country, not just a country, the country. And he brought in the wrong people, and they did some really bad shit. Now, I don't even care about Trump. That's what people don't understand. Yeah. Trump before, I'll vote for him because he's not Kamala, but now I'm all in. You call me a Trumper, call me a maggot, call me whatever. I'm all in for the people around him.
Oh, hell yeah, 100%. My wife and I talk about this all the time. Do you want to know when Trump got the idea to run and become president and try to be the best president ever? Do you know? Because I agree with you. It's all ego. If you look at the one dinner where Obama basically humiliated him in front of the crowd, it was during the birther stuff, and Obama showed the fake birth certificate and all that bullshit, and then he had it so like the camera panned to Donald Trump and everybody's laughing and Trump's just nodding his head and staring at him.
Yeah, I remember that.
That is the moment. That is the moment where he was like, "Fuck you, Barry. I am going to become a better president than you ever fucking were." I can see it, man. Like and I challenge anybody watching to go back and watch that where it's I forget the name of the dinner they were at, but he literally just fucking roasts the fuck out of Trump, right?
Yep.
For the birther shit. And Trump was like, "Fuck you," and then started his climb to rise for president. I'm all about it too, man, because like my thing is I think Trump does well in foreign relations. I mean, I and that's what the president's supposed to do. I think Trump does a good job in where people are terrified of him. I mean, he's done some gangster shit. Like when you show a terrorist a picture of their house and say, "If one American gets hurt, you're dead." I mean, that's pretty fucking gangster, right?
And he literally did it to their faces in person. Yeah. I mean, this dude. And the thing is, we can say a lot of shit about how the virus was handled. We can say a lot of shit, but foreign policy, you had the Abraham Accords, you had peace in the Middle East, or at least as peaceful as the Middle East has been since I was a kid. You had
thousands of years, bro.
It was the most peaceful it's ever been. You had no war in Ukraine, no war in Russia. We were gradually getting shit done in Afghanistan. We didn't just leave billions of dollars in equipment and kill Americans. So, I mean, foreign policy, yeah, we can nitpick. Overall, Trump was batting like fucking 900, right? He wasn't perfect, but he was the best we've seen in our lifetime. And when I vote for a president, one of my main things is, are we going to avoid foreign wars? Are we going to avoid, putting money where we don't need to put money? Are we going to put America first? And that's what we need. Like I did in that tweet earlier when I got in a fight with those corporate bitches, when they're like, "Oh, he's a Jew. I'm like, first of all, I'm Jewish. I'm 42.3% Jewish by descent. My mom served the IDF. My grandfather escaped Auschwitz. We got a good Holocaust clip coming up, guys, if you're into some Jew shit. And so, yeah, okay. But I'm Mark Lobliner. I've never been to Israel. My mom loved America. She never preached Israel in her house. She loved being Jewish. She never took her star off back because she's proud of her heritage. But my mom, when she moved to America, she went back and served for Israel. When she got done with that tour, she was fucking done. She's like, I'm out. I'm about America. I love this country. So I was always raised. Then we moved to a military town, and my mom was, we were the most least American family in the fucking city. I guarantee you that. First generation, right? We had a big ass American flag before we foreclosed on the house. That's another story. We had a big ass American flag. We loved our country. We loved it. My family loved our country despite our faults and everything we've done. I was taught to love America. And even my mom to this day will tell you, we don't need to send shit to Israel. Israel's got this shit. They're fine. It's not our fucking business. It's not our fucking problem. That money needs to go towards our citizens. Period. I'm not an Israeli American. I have no allegiance to Israel. None. Zero. To me, Israel's the same as Ukraine. Israel's the same as Russia. Israel's the same as France. Israel's another country that ain't mine. And if that makes me a fucking sellout Jew, no, I'm a sellout American. I sell out everybody to America. America's number one. I don't give a fuck about any other country but America. I hope they're great. Like I said, hey, when I play football, when I coach a team, I hope that other team plays well. I hope no one gets hurt. But at the end of the day, I want my team to win.
Fuck yeah, bro.
I'll pray for that other team. Look, man, where I'm from, after games, I've sent you the film. We literally sit down middle of the field after beating the shit out of each other and pray after the game with the teams. It's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. But you know what? That team's going to go off, do their thing. I'll pray for you, and I'll hope the best for you. That at the end of the day, my team is fucking America. My team is not anywhere else. I am not an Israeli. I'm a fucking American. I have Israeli heritage, but I am not an Israeli. I'm an American. And as soon as my mom crossed that fucking border, and as soon as she became a citizen, that's what I was. I'm a fucking American, period. I'm nothing else. I'm not loyal to Israel. I'm not loyal to anything but the United States of America, period.
The thing about it is, man, And I see that all the time. Like people just, it's like this thing that people try to dismiss you because, well, you're Jewish. What the fuck does that even mean? Like, and it's the tactic used, right? And it's a leftist tactic.
The
And that a
Groypers
lot
are
of people-
leftists. Fuentes literally is against Trump. He is a plant. You cannot convince me that he is
I
not
completely
a
agree
Fed.
with you.
He is a
Because
Fed.
it's
How is he going to be against Trump?
Yeah.
I'm a Catholic. And then he's like, oh, I'm not gay. You know, he said, I'm not straight. He said he's not gay, but he's not straight. He's asexual because he's had a sex. Look, man, I don't know about you, but I'm going to assume that my son's a virgin, right?
He said he's asexual.
He said, you didn't see that clip? Fuck.
No.
Yeah, dude literally said he's asexual because he has, I'll bring it up. But look, here's the deal. Like, you can know you're straight without ever having sex with a woman. Like his thing he said is that since I've never had sex, since I'm waiting for marriage, that I don't know if I'm straight. What? What kind of mental gymnastic gay shit is that? Oh, here it is. Here it is. I know this is way off topic for what we're talking about, but this is funny.
Well, no, because it's pertinent.
This is ADHD hour.
It's perfectly pertinent because like it's what I was talking about.
Restarting real quick.
The leftists, basically leftists will use tactics of like words. They will label you like right now it's like, oh, you're a Jew or this. And a lot of people on the right do that too, which is fucked up because we're supposed to be a little bit more critical thinking. But reality is they will also use the tactic of, it reminds me of, well, you're an anti-vaxxer or you're a Trump voter. Like, I'm sorry, but like, if you can't match what I'm saying, if you can't debate me, saying like something like that, that just shows that it's the only thing you have. It's the same reason like I get called a racist for saying that fat people should lose weight. Somehow or another, it's racist to say that shit. It's just that it's something to end conversations, but like being called a fat phobe or being called a homophobe or something like that. They want to end the conversation, so they shoot a word out to you that makes you think that you'll take a pause. The second you and I stopped giving a fuck about that shit was the second like people just started all of a sudden leaving me to fuck alone. Because I was like, okay, what now?
Yeah, this is hilarious. This is great. Kimberly wants to see it too. Hey, Kimberly.
Right. So no, what I'm telling you is that sexual orientations are not defined upon the actions that you engage in.
What are they defined on?
On your attractions, right? And I'll give you a really good reason to believe this. Nick, at what age did you lose your virginity? Like 25?
I haven't. I'm Catholic.
Oh shit.
I'm going to
Nick,
get married.
Nick, you're not straight by your definition because you've never engaged in the action of heterosexual intercourse.
It's true. I'm asexual. I'm an asexual.
You can't get out of this one. So you're going to make a joke because you know you can't get out of this one.
It's not a joke.
Wait, so Nick, you're not straight?
Not yet. But I
So
will be.
First here, folks.
What the fuck? I understand what he's getting at. And I even tweeted that I kind of get it, what he's trying to say. But like, when I was a virgin, I was dating my wife. I wasn't like dating her. And I was like, yeah, I'm not straight yet. Like, no, I'm dating a woman. I find her attractive. I like her boobies. Like,
you don't know what you're attracted to because so by his logic, he's got to suck a dick to see if he likes it.
Yeah. And I mean, who hasn't? I mean, just being honest. But hey, man, college was wild. College was wild. Bro.
You crazy
Kimberly's
piece of
funny,
shit.
dude. What? He's asexual like a plant. He is a plant. He's a fed plant. See what I did there?
I like that. That was good. That was good.
Yeah, I look, man. Nick Fuentes. If anybody scream, then if he's not a Fed, I apologize. No, I don't. But like, what about him tells you he's not? Like the guy literally incited January 6th. People who literally were in the vicinity are in jail, and this dude's just out there. I don't like Trump. It's like, what?
Yeah.
He's a dude. He's a Fed, but he gets by because he has the anti-Jew crowd. If you want to get a good following on X, it's pretty simple. I could be like, you know what? I bet you I should do a test because we have a couple thousand people watching this, right? I could do a test. Go out on X and say, hey, I completely denounce my Jewish faith. I realize that Zionism's evil. I hate old Jews. They are evil. They are the reason the world is falling apart. And so I will spend every waking moment of my life just calling out and being against Jews. I bet you I gain 1 million at least 10,000 followers.
Yeah. I would
if
agree.
You want to look at Lucas Gage, look at Jake's not even I mean, I don't consider Jake anti-Semitic. I consider him just a guy who likes conversation and controversy. But like, I think Lucas is actually a really good guy. I just think that he got caught up because he got so popular. He had over 200-something thousand followers before they banned him. Like, he was on fire. Dude started when I'm at like 97 right now, 97K. Dude was at like fucking 2K. Went to 270K just posting Nazi stuff. Yeah. Like, if you want to get a following, all you have to do is say you hate Jews.
Well, I mean, it's not even like it's that, but it also is like the pandering does build audience. Like I oftentimes talk about this, like, I've got like on X, it's like 38,000 or something like that right now, right? If I actually said, no, I'm all for Donald Trump, everything like that, like, and I made it so like there's no way that like I'm all in for Trump. If I was never critical of Donald Trump, if I was just all MAGA all the time, every single day, I was just like them, I bet you I'd have double that. You know what I mean?
Change your name to the MFing MAGA.
Yeah, the MFing MAGA. Oh,
I like it.
God.
I like it.
But my thing is, like, I'm not capable of that kind of pander.
No.
Like, because of how my brain works. Like, a lot of times, just so you guys know, and Mark understands this more than you motherfuckers, but a lot of times what I say is kind of a surprise to me too. You know what I mean? Like, it's the thought, like whatever like comes out is just my actual thoughts, right?
Yep.
So of course there's going to be some times when I was critical of Donald Trump because Donald Trump, you know, handed over the keys to the country to Fauci. I'm never going to get over it. I'm always going to watch out for it. I hope he has learned his lesson. But I don't think he has. I think that he has learned the lesson of we should put other people in place, but I think that he still thinks the vaccine was great and everything like that. Like, I think that's an issue, but
I don't know. He's backtracked. He's like, but he's backtracked in a different way. He's like, I would have never mandated it. It would have been a choice. So I understand.
I'm looking for Rogan to push him on that, which ought to be interesting too.
Well, I mean, I think Trump will handle it well. Trump will be Trump. Like, this is where he thrives. So Rogan's podcast style, that's where Trump thrives. Like Theo Vaughn, every time he's gone on anything, he's thrived.
Yep.
Like, he has thrived in that setting. And just speaking of Jews, Michael Rappaport, he's Jewish.
Yeah.
And he got really offended by and he got rid of that cold sore. Remember, he had that cold sore, everybody said it was herpes, which by the way, cold sores are herpes, guys. And I'm going to say that in defense because I will occasionally get one here. I don't want anybody accusing me of eating ass or anything weird like that. So just for the record, it was a cold sore. I'm not going to go on, but this guy, honestly, he's one of the funniest actors, which is really sad that he's become so polarizing because I really enjoy his work. I mean, I love his humor. I think he's brash. He's hilarious. He's so New York. So it's a shame that we don't see eye to eye, but I can look past that and just realize he's hilarious. And that's not me defending him because he's starting to, you know, he literally said I guarantee you he's voting for Trump, but
he's voting for Trump.
Yeah, but here we go. This is and they bleeped out the curse words. So
Donald Trump, pig Donald Trump, call him whatever you want. I've given you gem after gem for years, but stop with the Hitler shit. Stop with the Hitler shit. Do not refer to Hitler and the Holocaust, the actual greatest slaughter and actual genocide of the Jewish people ever for attention and political gain. Stop it. That Nazi rally that took place in Madison Square Garden in 1939 was just that, an actual true blue Nazi rally. So are you saying that anyone and everyone
true blue Nazi rally? He said blue.
He said blue. They caught that.
They were the party of the Klan.
Yep.
Who shows up at Madison Square Garden for this upcoming Trump rally is a Nazi? That's a Nazi rally? Get the out of here. What kind of rallies are happening on the college campuses in New York City, in Union Square, where they're waving Hamas flags and kissing Yahya Sinwar photos? What kind of rallies are that? Do not mention the Holocaust, Hitler, to score political points when you ignore the greatest slaughter of Jews since the actual Holocaust, which happened on October 7th. All this Hitler talk, all this Holocaust talk, with so little Holocaust studies in schools. Do not bring up Hitler and Nazis when there are 101 hostages. 101 hostages, and you say nothing about them. Cut the shit. Do not use Nazis and Hitler for your agenda when you haven't mentioned the 13 women that are still being held captive today while you're wearing your futurist female t-shirt. It's disgusting. It's disrespectful to the victims and survivors of the Holocaust and to the real-time victims and survivors and the hostages of October 7th. Stop it.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
I mean,
I do believe now the 6 million number might be overblown. Okay, I'm the first Jew to say that. That just sounds like a lot. Maybe it was 3. Even if it was 1, that's a lot of fucking dead people. Okay, that's a lot. That's not excusable. The Holocaust happened, guys. But, you know, Jews exaggerate. Like, hey, that was the greatest bagel I've ever ate. Whatever. The Holocaust happened. People like, oh, it never happened. Hitler was a good guy. Hitler was a great leader. The Jews made him do it. Come on, guys. Like, let's just be intellectually honest here. Like, Hitler's not a good guy. The Holocaust happened. And Michael Rappaport is right. We need to stop watering down these terms. We need to stop watering down Nazi. We need to stop watering down Holocaust. And honestly, did those people in Madison Square Garden look like Nazis? They were mostly people who were multi-ethnicities. Like,
well, whoa! I almost just knocked over my whole thing here. Did you see what Hillary Clinton fucking said?
Oh God. Do I have to?
Well, first of all, I would like to say before we post a clip of Hillary Clinton that I am not suicidal.
No.
That I love my life. There are many things going on behind the scenes that you guys don't see that I'm very excited about for this upcoming year.
Yeah.
My wife and I are best of friends and deeply in love. So please understand, I would not just off myself, especially in some sort of weird, fucking grotesque way, because you know that they'll make it look like it was some sort of serious fuck shit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it'll be like, you know, man dies screwing donkey or something like that. I mean, for real, like they'll do some sort of crazy fuck shit. But let me find it here.
Or you'll accidentally shoot yourself in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite, and that happened with a Clinton person too.
Yeah. You accidentally
it was
shoot
suicide.
Back
in the back of the head. That'd be some dexterity to be able to do that.
Where is this? Oh, there it is. Wait, here it is. Listen to this bitch.
Oh God.
Oh shit! I just called her a bitch. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not, but again, not suicidal.
Oh my God.
Here we go. This. Whoop, that's not her. Although that one was funny too. Whoop, there it is. This one.
Oh goodness.
Actually, and you know, one other thing that you'll see next week, Caitlin, is Trump actually reenacting the Madison Square Garden rally in 1939. I write about this in my book. President Franklin Roosevelt was appalled that neo-Nazis, fascists in America were lining up to essentially pledge their support for the kind of government that they were seeing in Germany. So I don't think we can ignore it. Now, and you know, one other thing that you'll see next week,
basically,
Caitlin,
she just called every Trump supporter a neo-Nazi. Like,
wow.
But you're telling me you don't want civil war. Like this is the setup for it. This is the next step of deplorables because she's the one that called all Donald Trump supporters deplorables. Like if you are not the part, like the one thing I can honestly say that I think Donald Trump does amazingly well, and I really do mean this, and not only does he do it really well, but his supporters do a really good job of this too, is that they are very welcoming to people that want to come and change sides.
Oh, very good.
Very welcoming, right? If you can watch, I have yet to see a single citizen journalist or citizen video where they're like, hey, today I'm going to go to a Kamala rally and I'm going to go to a Trump rally, and have it go where they go to a Trump rally and people are anything but super welcoming and courteous to them. But if you are wearing a Trump hat and you go to like Harris or leftist rally, you're in danger. I mean, like, you're actually in fucking danger, right?
Yep.
So they're very, very, very welcoming. So you're telling me that the party that is welcoming to anybody, like, hey, come on in. He's, for fuck's sake, Kennedy, and just like you talk about, Kennedy and fucking Tulsi was the fucking co-chair of the Democratic Party at one point in time.
Yeah.
Like, now she's claimed, now she's a full-blown Republican. Like, that is welcoming. She's going to be in his cabinet. Period.
Oh yeah. He's already committed to it, from what I understand.
Yeah. And that's to me, that is you. If you're going to try to be president, if you're going to try to be if you're going to try to be the governor, you need to be the governor for every citizen in that state. If you want to be the president, you need to try to be the president for every person. The rhetoric by the left right now is literally that we're the enemy. Okay, I'm sorry, but you don't want that. Like, you don't want to pick that fight. You absolutely don't want to pick that fight. That's why I really believe that rhetoric is being used right now, because I agree. Well, actually, Alex Jones agrees with us, because me and you have been talking about this for months. But they are setting up for a hot civil war. They are setting it up for violence afterwards. I have been saying for so long, like, the time between the time after the election to before inauguration is going to be probably some of the fucking craziest. I'm talking like they're going to yank out all the spots. They'll probably try to convince us there's a UFO invasion coming. Like, I'm telling you, they're going to do so much crazy shit.
It's going to be crazy, bro.
Yep.
It's going to be crazy. But you know what? If we can get some, so here's my, and I guess we'll be out after this conversation.
Yeah.
Remember when we used to say to each other as a country, don't you wish that for once Republicans and Democrats could reach across the aisle and work together? So you have this man, Donald Trump, running as a Republican, reaching across the aisle to a former co-chair of the Democrat Party and a fucking Kennedy. And he's like, hey, I want you to work with me because I don't care about what party you affiliate with. I just want to make America great. And you have this dream scenario. If you told me as a kid, one day we will actually, it used to be called reaching across the aisle, right?
Yeah.
I have a president who's going to reach across the aisle. And I would think that everybody in America would be like, this is the most amazing thing. We have a woman who is actually a viable candidate for the Democratic nomination for president in 2020. And we have a Kennedy, a legit Kennedy who shares the same values of his uncle and his father. And you're going to tell me that America doesn't want that?
Right.
That's
so
something that America isn't going to embrace. This is the weirdest timeline ever. Because if Clinton came out and he was running for president, imagine this. Clinton's running for president in what was 92, I forgot, 92, whatever it was, right? He's running for president. And he goes, hey, Newt Gingrich, I know you're a Republican, but I know you love this country. And I want you to be in my cabinet. I want you to, I know you're Speaker of the House, but I want you to just resign from that. I want you to be my cabinet. At that time in America, whoever the other candidate was would have gotten less than 10% of the vote. Because you would have been like, dude, Clinton literally reached across and got Newt Gingrich, a legit Speaker of the House. And he wants him. So you got someone who I think is much more presentable, much more likable in Tulsi. You have a fucking Kennedy. I don't even have to say who he is. He's Robert F. Kennedy. And for some reason, that's the Nazi ticket. That's the intolerant ticket. The ticket that is literally, but Kamala has Dick Cheney.
Which is wild. One more time, you can't possibly call yourself a Democrat and vote for the person that Dick Cheney endorsed. You can't.
You're a leftist. You're a cult member. You're a low life scumbag.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even an argument to me. And I mean, I know that some people are like, well, I still consider myself. You can consider yourself whatever you want. Dick Cheney is a warmonger. He's a warmonger. He makes more money when we are at war.
Yep.
That's like the fucking definition of it. Like it's so next level off to me that the party that I grew up thinking was the love, peace, small government, like fucking good for our rights and freedom of speech and everything like that. What the fuck has happened to you people? Like, if anything, I want to leave this on for the weekend, but like, man, a lot of you guys that are still rocking with the left, you need to take a fucking serious look in the mirror and have a conversation with yourself.
Yep.
Have you ever thought like, if you don't even know who Dick Cheney is, maybe your ass you should do a little bit more goddamn
maybe you just
research.
Shouldn't vote.
Yeah,
just
maybe you
vote.
should do a little bit more fucking research.
Just don't vote at all. But on that note, man, I'm going to step into a meeting. And,
shit. Sorry, I'll let you go.
no, it's all good. It's at 3. I got 10 minutes. I just like to prep a little bit. But yeah, so we'll be back on Monday. Monday's a beautiful day. And tonight is a Page football game. We're playing Centennial. Wish my boys luck. And Saturday, my son plays his first playoff game. So we have a big weekend of football and hopefully a lot of wins.
Hell yeah. Tell Preston I said good luck, and
I will.
Hope your team wins tonight. And everybody, make sure to take advantage of the Tiger Fitness sale for Halloween. You get a free T-shirt, and here is Mr. Mark Lobliner explaining it all to you right here.
Happy Halloween from TigerFitness.com. But Mark, it's not even Halloween yet. That's right. We want you to be able to wear this shirt on Halloween Day. So here's what we got for you: 15% off top brands. This amazing, exclusive Halloween Tiger Fitness shirt, free with orders over $125 plus double rewards points. Go now, TigerFitness.com. Happy Halloween, everyone.